Valentine's Day. The day of love, chocolates, roses, and plot twists. Yes, you heard me right. Valentine's Day isn't just about romance. It's also the day when people either become legends or get fooled. And trust me, you don't want to be the one holding a wilting rose while your crush is out with someone else, immortalized in a meme that will haunt you until the next February 14th. So listen up, because I'm about to drop some wisdom that'll save you from becoming a Valentine's Day cautionary tale. Picture this. You've spent weeks planning the perfect date. You've memorized their favorite song, practiced your most charming smile in the mirror, and even Googled how to tie a tie because, hey, you're going all out. But then out of nowhere, your crush texts you, hey, we need to talk. Cue the dramatic music. Suddenly, your heart is racing faster than a cheetah on an espresso shot. Is this the moment they confess their undying love? Or are you about to be friend-zoned faster than you can say chocolate-covered strawberries? Here's the thing. Valentine's Day is like a high-stakes game of emotional roulette. One wrong move, and you're spinning the wheel of awkwardness. But don't worry, I've got your back. Let's turn this day of potential disaster into your personal love story, or at least a story you can laugh about later. First rule of Valentine's Day. Keep it cool. Don't go overboard with grand gestures unless you're 100% sure they're into it. Otherwise, you might end up serenading them with a ukulele in the rain, only to realize they're more into heavy metal and sunny days. Second rule. Be yourself. Sure, you could try to be the mysterious, brooding type, but if your idea of a good time is binge-watching cat videos, own it. Authenticity is way more attractive than pretending to be someone you're not. And here's a pro tip. If all else fails, lean into the humor. Nothing diffuses awkwardness like a well-timed joke. So if your romantic dinner turns into a burnt lasagna disaster, laugh it off and order pizza. If your heartfelt poem gets mistaken for a shopping list, roll with it. Life's too short to take everything so seriously, especially on a day that's basically a Hallmark holiday with extra sprinkles. So whether you're spending Valentine's Day with your soulmate, your squad, or your dog, who, let's be honest, loves you unconditionally, make it memorable. And if things don't go as planned, remember, even the best love stories have a few plot twists. Just make sure you're the one holding the pen, not the wilting rose. First things first, let's talk about preparation. You see this box of chocolates? It's not just candy. It's a statement. But here's the catch. If you show up with the same generic box everyone else is buying, you're already losing. Be different. Be memorable. Find out what they actually like. Do they love dark chocolate? Are they obsessed with caramel? Or maybe they're into those fancy truffles that cost more than your Wi-Fi bill. Whatever it is, make it personal. Because nothing says, I didn't put in any effort, like a last-minute gas station chocolate bar. And let's be real, if your Valentine's Day gift looks like it was picked up during a pit stop for gas in a Slim Jim, you're not winning any hearts. Now, let's level up. Chocolates are great, but they're just the opening act. The real magic happens when you pair them with something thoughtful. Maybe it's a handwritten note that doesn't sound like it was copied from the internet. We've all seen those, roses are red, violets are blue disasters. Or perhaps it's a small, quirky gift that shows you get them. Like, if they're a bookworm, slip in a bookmark from their favorite author. If they're a coffee addict, throw in a bag of their favorite beans. It's these little details that scream, I pay attention to you. And trust me, that's way sexier than a generic teddy bear holding a heart. But here's where it gets interesting. Timing. Don't just hand over the chocolates like you're passing the salt. Build some anticipation. Maybe leave a trail of clues leading to the gift, like a romantic scavenger hunt. Or hide the box somewhere unexpected and watch their face light up when they find it. The key is to make the moment unforgettable. Because let's face it, anyone can buy chocolates, but not everyone can turn it into an experience. And speaking of experiences, let's talk about the date itself. If your idea of romance is dinner at the same chain restaurant where they serve unlimited breadsticks, it's time to rethink your strategy. Sure, breadsticks are great, but this is Valentine's Day, the one day a year when you're expected to go above and beyond. So, why not surprise them with something unexpected? Maybe a picnic under the stars, complete with fairy lights and their favorite playlist. Or a cozy movie marathon at home, but with a twist, like recreating the snacks from their favorite films. Bonus points if you dress up as their favorite character. Nothing says, "I'm committed," like showing up as Frodo Baggins with a ring-shaped pizza. But here's the real secret sauce. Confidence. Even if your plans don't go perfectly, own it. Burnt the homemade cookies? Laugh it off and order dessert. Got lost on the way to the picnic spot? Turn it into an adventure. Confidence is the ultimate aphrodisiac, and it's way more attractive than perfection. So, strut into Valentine's Day like you're the star of your own rom-com, and let the charm do the rest. And finally, remember this. Valentine's Day isn't about grand gestures or expensive gifts. It's about connection. It's about showing someone they matter to you in a way that feels genuine and unique. So, whether you're celebrating with a partner, a friend, or even yourself, make it count. Because at the end of the day, the best Valentine's Day memories aren't made of chocolate or roses. They're made of moments that make your heart skip a beat. And if you can pull that off, you're not just winning Valentine's Day. You're winning at love. Now, let's talk about flowers. Yes, roses are classic. But here's the thing. Everyone and their dog is buying red roses. Do you really want to blend in with the crowd? Be the person who shows up with their favorite flower. Maybe it's sunflowers, lilies, or even a quirky cactus. Yes, I said cactus. It's 2025. Be bold. The point is, show them you paid attention. Because attention is the real currency of love. And let's be honest, nothing says, "I see you," like handing someone a bouquet of their favorite blooms instead of the same old dozen roses that scream, "I panicked at the last minute." But here's where it gets even better. Don't just stop at the flowers. Make the moment unforgettable. Imagine this. You walk in with a single sunflower because you know it's their favorite, and you say, "I got you this because it reminds me of you." Bright, bold, and impossible to ignore. Boom. Instant heart melting. Or maybe you show up with a potted plant instead of cut flowers, saying, "I wanted to give you something that grows, just like my feelings for you." Cheesy? Maybe. Effective? Absolutely. And if you really want to level up, pair the flowers with a story. Maybe it's, "I saw these wildflowers on my hike last weekend and thought of you." Or, "This orchid reminded me of that time we got lost in the botanical garden." Suddenly, it's not just a gift. It's a memory, a moment, a piece of your connection wrapped in petals. That's the kind of thing that sticks with someone long after the flowers have wilted. But let's not forget the power of presentation. Don't just shove the flowers into their hands like you're handing off a baton in a relay race. Take a second to make it special. Tie the bouquet with a ribbon in their favorite color. Add a handwritten tag with a line that makes them smile. Something like, "To the person who makes every day feel like spring." Or if you're feeling playful, "Roses are red, violets are blue. I picked these because they're as awesome as you." And here's a pro tip. If you're feeling extra adventurous, skip the florist altogether and go DIY. Yes, I'm talking about picking wildflowers from a field or arranging a bouquet yourself. Sure, it might look a little messy, but that's the charm. It's imperfect, just like love, and it shows you're willing to put in the effort. Plus, there's something undeniably romantic about saying, "I made this for you." It's like giving them a little piece of your heart, wrapped in stems and leaves. Now, let's circle back to that cactus idea. I know it sounds unconventional, but hear me out. A cactus is resilient, unique, and low maintenance, just like the best relationships. Plus, it's a gift that keeps on giving. Every time they water it, or forget to, because let's be real, it's a cactus, they'll think of you. And if you really want to make it special, attach a note that says, "I got you this cactus because, like us, it thrives even in the toughest conditions." Mic drop. At the end of the day, flowers are more than just a Valentine's Day cliché. They're a symbol of thoughtfulness, a way to say, I see you, I appreciate you, and I want to make you smile. So whether you go classic with roses, bold with a cactus, or heartfelt with their favorite bloom, make it meaningful. Because when it comes to love, it's not about the price tag or the size of the bouquet. It's about the intention behind it. And if you can nail that, you're not just giving flowers. You're giving a little piece of magic. Next up, timing. Don't be the person who waits until February 13th to make plans. That's like showing up to a marathon in flip-flops. Start early. Book that restaurant, reserve those tickets, or plan that cozy night in. And if you're thinking, but what if they say no? Well, that's why you have a plan B. Always have a plan B. Because confidence is sexy, but desperation? Not so much. And let's be real, scrambling at the last minute to find a reservation at the only restaurant with an open table. A place that probably serves mystery meat and has a Yelp rating of 2.5 stars, is not the vibe you're going for. Here's the thing. Timing isn't just about securing a spot at the hottest restaurant in town though, let's be honest, that helps. It's about setting the tone. If you wait until the last minute, you're sending a message that Valentine's Day was an afterthought. And no one wants to feel like an afterthought. But if you plan ahead, you're showing them that they're worth the effort. That you've been thinking about this day, about them, for weeks. And that, my friend, is the kind of energy that makes hearts flutter. Now, let's talk about the art of the plan B. Because life happens. Maybe the restaurant cancels your reservation, or the weather ruins your outdoor picnic, or your crush suddenly remembers they have a thing that night. We've all been there. That's where your backup plan comes in. And here's the secret. Your plan B should be just as good, if not better, than your plan A. Think of it as your chance to pivot with style. For example, if your romantic dinner falls through, why not turn your living room into a 5-star restaurant? Dim the lights, light some candles, and whip up a simple but delicious meal. Pro tip. Pasta is always a win. It's hard to mess up, and it's inherently romantic. Just ask Lady and the Tramp. Or if your outdoor plans get rained out, create a cozy indoor picnic with blankets, fairy lights, and their favorite snacks. The key is to make it feel intentional, like this was the plan all along. Because nothing says, I've got this, like turning a potential disaster into a magical moment. And here's a little insider tip. Timing isn't just about the day itself. It's about the build-up. Start dropping hints a week or two before Valentine's Day. Send them a text like, so, I've got something special planned for us next week. Or leave a little note that says, counting down the days until the 14th. It builds anticipation and shows them that you're excited. And excitement is contagious. But let's not forget the most important part of timing. Knowing when to call it. If they're not into grand gestures, don't force it. If they'd rather keep things low-key, respect that. The best Valentine's Day plans are the ones that feel natural and authentic. Not like you're trying to recreate a rom-com, because at the end of the day, it's not about the fancy dinner or the perfect gift. It's about the connection. And sometimes the most meaningful moments happen. Here's a pro tip. Social media is your secret weapon. A little harmless stalking never hurt anyone. Okay, maybe don't call it stalking. Let's go with strategic reconnaissance. Check their posts, see what they're into, and use that intel to your advantage. Did they post about a new band they love? Boom. Playlist curated. Are they obsessed with a specific movie? Double boom. Movie night planned. Did they share a photo of a sunset with the caption, "This is my happy place"? Triple boom. Surprise picnic at the best sunset spot in town. This isn't creepy. It's strategic. And strategy wins hearts. Think of it like this. Social media is basically a treasure map to their interests, dreams, and little quirks. It's like they're handing you a cheat sheet to their heart, and all you have to do is pay attention. For example, if they've been posting about their love for baking, why not surprise them with a DIY cupcake decorating kit? Or if they've been raving about a new book, get them a signed copy or a cute bookmark with a quote from it. It's these thoughtful, personalized touches that show you're not just listening. You're really listening. And let's not forget the power of nostalgia. Maybe they posted a throwback photo from a childhood vacation, or they've been reminiscing about their favorite childhood candy. Use that as inspiration to create a moment that feels like a warm hug from the past. Imagine their face when you show up with a bag of those retro candies they used to love, or plan a date that mirrors one of their favorite childhood memories. It's like saying, I see you, I remember you, and I care about what makes you, you. But here's the golden rule. Subtlety is key. You don't want to come off like you've been scrolling through their feed for hours, even if you have. Instead, casually drop a reference to something they love, like, hey, I heard this song and it reminded me of that band you posted about last week. It shows you're paying attention without making it weird. And let's be honest, there's nothing more flattering than realizing someone remembers the little things you've shared. Now, let's take it a step further. Social media isn't just for gathering intel. It's also for creating moments. Surprise them with a post that celebrates them. It doesn't have to be a grand declaration of love, unless that's your vibe. But even a simple heartfelt shout-out can make their day. Maybe it's a photo of the two of you with a caption like, grateful for this one every day, but especially today. Or a story that says, found my favorite human. Happy Valentine's Day to the one who makes life brighter. It's public, it's sweet, and it's a way of saying, I'm proud to be with you. And here's the kicker. Use social media to create a little mystery. A few days before Valentine's Day, post something cryptic like, planning something special for someone even more special, or counting down to the 14th. Someone's in for a surprise. It builds anticipation and gets them excited without giving too much away. Plus, it's a fun way to show you're putting thought into the day. But remember, social media is just the tool. The real magic is in the thought behind it. It's not about showing off or trying to one-up anyone else's plans. It's about using what you know to create a moment that feels uniquely them. Whether it's a playlist, a surprise date, or a simple post that makes them feel seen, the goal is to show them that you care in a way that's personal and meaningful. So, go ahead, do your research. Scroll through their posts, take notes, and use that knowledge to your advantage. Because when it comes to winning hearts, a little social media savvy can go a long way. And who knows? You might just create a Valentine's Day moment that's so good, it's worth posting about. Finally, the grand finale, the gesture. It doesn't have to be grand, but it has to be meaningful. Write them a note. Not a text, not a DM, a real, handwritten note. Tell them why they matter to you. Be specific. Be genuine. And if you're not great with words, keep it simple. You make my days brighter is 1,000 times better than a copied and pasted Shakespeare sonnet. Trust me on this. Because here's the truth. In a world of instant messages and fleeting emojis, a handwritten note is a rare and beautiful thing. It's a piece of you, in your own handwriting, that they can hold on to forever. And that, my friend, is priceless. Now, let's talk about what makes a note truly special. It's not about writing a novel or crafting the perfect metaphor. It's about capturing a feeling. Think about the little things that make them unique. Maybe it's the way they laugh so hard they snort, or how they always know exactly what to say when you're having a bad day. Maybe it's the way they light up when they talk about their passions, or how they make even the most mundane moments feel magical. Whatever it is, tell them. Because there's nothing more powerful than knowing someone sees you, really sees you, and loves you for it. And here's a pro tip. Pair the note with something small but meaningful. Maybe it's a pressed flower from your first date, a photo of a moment you shared, or even a doodle of something that reminds you of them. It doesn't have to be fancy. It just has to come from the heart. Because when you combine words with a tangible reminder of your connection, you're not just giving them a note. You're giving them a memory. But let's not stop there. The gesture itself can be as simple or as elaborate as you want it to be. Maybe it's leaving the note on their pillow for them to find before bed, or slipping it into their bag so they discover it during the day. Or if you're feeling extra creative, turn it into a scavenger hunt with little clues leading to the final note. The key is to make it feel intentional, like you put thought and care into every detail. And here's the thing. Gestures don't have to be limited to notes. Maybe it's cooking their favorite meal, even if you're not the best chef. Burnt toast can be charming if it's served with a smile. Or perhaps it's surprising them with a playlist of songs that remind you of them, complete with little explanations for each track. It could even be something as simple as taking care of a chore they hate, just to make their day a little easier. The point is to show them, in your own unique way, that you care. But let's circle back to the note for a moment, because I can't stress this enough. Authenticity is everything. Don't try to be someone you're not. If you're not the poetic type, don't force it. If you're more of a jokester, let your humor shine through. The goal isn't to impress them with your vocabulary. It's to make them feel seen, appreciated, and loved. So, if your note ends up being a few messy sentences scribbled on a napkin, but it's 100% you, that's perfect. Because at the end of the day, it's not about the words, it's about the heart behind them. And here's the grand finale to the grand finale. Deliver it with confidence. Don't second-guess yourself or downplay the gesture. Own it. Walk up to them, look them in the eye and say, "I wrote this for you." Or if you're leaving it for them to find, add a little note on the outside that says, "Open when you need a reminder of how amazing you are." Because confidence is the cherry on top of any gesture, and it's what turns a sweet moment into an unforgettable one. So whether it's a note, a small gift, or a simple act of kindness, make your gesture count. Because in the end, Valentine's Day isn't about grand declarations or over-the-top displays. It's about the little things that say, "I see you, I appreciate you, and I'm so glad you're in my life." And if you can do that, you're not just giving a gesture, you're giving a piece of your heart. And that, my friend, is the most charming thing of all. So, here's the deal. Valentine's Day is your chance to shine. But if you don't put in the effort, you'll end up like that guy who tried to propose with a ring pop and got ghosted. Don't be that guy. Be the person who thought ahead, who paid attention, who went the extra mile. Because love isn't about grand gestures. It's about showing someone they're worth the effort. Now go out there and crush it. And remember, do this, or you'll get fooled on Valentine's Day. You're welcome.